David, how much are you enjoying it?
Tons, yeah. It's been about a month and a bit now since I've signed for the club, and I'm loving every moment, yeah.
What was the big selling point of coming here?
It's a club that I've played against many times in the past, and I don't think I've ever won a game here as an opposition player, so that was one of the factors. And also working under the gaffer was a pull as well. You know, he's a very experienced manager, and he's one that I've come up against a few times myself, so yeah, it was pleasing to have the opportunity to play for him.
It's been talked about a lot for understandable reasons, how many players have had to come in this season. What's that been like? I guess particularly from your point of view, because the bulk of them probably came in a little bit earlier. Has it been easy because you're all in the same boat? Have there been complications because it's loads of new people not knowing each other?
Not at all. I feel like I've been in squads that have been sort of newly assembled, and at times it can be difficult because you have a lot of new personalities all in at one time. But here I found no problem with it whatsoever. I mean, the lads are all quality, all class. We all actually get on like a house on fire. There's a lot of competition for places, but it's all really healthy. So yeah, it's been pretty easy.
You mentioned the manager there and how much of a pull he was. He always comes across really well in these conversations that we have with him. What's he like in that changing room? How much sort of motivation does he give you?
Massive. I mean, every sort of game we know how to go in it. We know how to go into the game because of the gaffer. You know, the information that he passes on to us, him and John and Jed as well. You know, it's all sort of clear and concise information. So you know, there's no confusion as such, and he's really good at motivating his players as well, the gaffer.
He will say things in the build-up to games like he did before the weekend. He wasn't worried about the away form. Then you guys go and win away from home. How satisfying is that when you back up that kind of feeling and the talk before a game and actually go and deliver?
Yeah, it's really pleasing. It's really pleasing, and we've been trying to get a win away from home for a few games now, and you know, we've not been happy with our form away. But I think it was just one of those things that we just had to tidy up on a few bits, probably be more clinical in front of goal, and then you know, once we took the lead and then we went 2 up, I'm sure we were all pretty calm and comfortable, even with their late sort of barrage on our goal. We were fine.
We get into the classic, we don't get too high when we win and too low when we lose territory, but it must make a difference to have got a draw the way you did the previous week with 10 players and then to go and get your first away victory. What does that do for not just confidence, but how keen everybody is for the next game?
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, there's a way to win games that will sort of bring you tighter as a squad. You know, when you get the last minute winners, etc., or you fight with 10 men, there's extra feeling sort of behind it, and it just kind of adds to the belief that's already in the change room. And we just got to keep that as high as possible and just keep on attacking every game as we are at the moment.
This particular midweek games, 2 teams from Lancashire who've got a long history of playing against each other. It's one of the local rivalries for Morecambe. How aware are you made of that, or do you have to just look at it as we look at the opposition, we try and win the game?
It's mixed really, because we know how much it will mean to the fans to win the game, but then at the same time you have to be a professional, and I wouldn't say it's almost just another game, but you know, we have to kind of look at it like that and just be as professional as possible and just make sure that we get the job done.
Is that the ultimate balancing act? Because sometimes games like this, there is a little bit more of that atmosphere, there is that bit of rivalry. Can that, to a certain extent, give you an extra few percent, but can that also sometimes send you over the line and maybe get too nervous or too carried away? Yeah,
of course. And I think just as an individual, you know, it's a team sport, but I feel like as an individual you have to find that sort of balance between yourself, just to not sort of cross over that line, but then just make sure you play within the rules and yeah, you know, make sure you don't end up getting a red card early on or whatever the case may be. But yeah, you just have to sort of have your own sort of presence of mind and just be wise about the way you take on these games.
And just bigger picture stuff, what's the aspiration, what's the ambition for this group of players now that you've probably had enough games to get a feel for the division and a feel for playing together?
Yeah, I think as a group, you know, we have our own targets that I probably won't say, but you know, we obviously want to end up as high as possible in the table, whether that's in a playoffs or automatic promotion. That's what I feel like every team in this league would aim to do, and you know, with the experience that we have within the coaching staff and the players that we have in the squad, why not? You know, you just have to be confident and positive and attack every game, and you know, this isn't the Premier League, it's not the Championship, it's a league where anything can happen. So you know, you just have to be positive and confident and then see where that takes you. At the same time, you have to be organised. And
I did smile when the manager said after the game at the weekend that he's got a plan not just to take this team back to League One but into the Championship. Is that all top secret, or has he shared it with you?
Yeah, that's all FBI stuff.
The ambition is a great thing, isn't it? If he didn't think about trying to get this club as high as possible, if you didn't think about playing every game, winning every game, getting promoted, would you be in the wrong job? Yeah,
for sure. It's one of those where, you know, you can feel his ambition rubbing off on you as a player. You know, the way he speaks before every game, he wants to win every game regardless of who it's against. He's a winner, the gaffer, so we have to sort of adopt that mindset ourselves as well. And I feel like many of us already have it, so we just have to keep on carrying it forward.
Is there a bit of a us against them, backs against the wall kind of feeling to that? Because resources-wise, a lot of clubs will have more than you, maybe reputation-wise, they'll have more than you. The manager seems to emphasise that really well, seems to say, you know, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Is that something that motivates you and is emphasised in your changing room?
Sort of. I mean, we don't tend to look outside as much. We just look inside the squad, and we know the amount of quality we have in the squad. So, you know, we've seen the teams that have already come here this season and have left with nothing. And you know, that's an example of what we think of ourselves, and not in an arrogant way, but you know we can take on anyone, and you know, that's the mentality we have to have.
And is that the flip side of what we talked about, the away form, the knowing you were capable of better and wanting more? When you come here, you must feel so confident.
Yeah. You know, I think to sort of have a good season, you have to make sure that your home form is near enough spotless. You know, you have to make this a fortress, and then when you go away, you have to pick up your points as well. But I think the most important thing is your home form.
Get money for your old phone, MazumaMobile.com.